This is Mac OS Ken.
The UK is trying to force an iCloud backdoor again. Apple Pay launches in a new land, and another auction of Apple Rarities. It is Tuesday, the 4th of August, 2026. I'm Ken Ray, and this is news from Mac OS Ken. Brought to you by yours truly and sponsored by OneSkin, a new standard for your skin. Try it now with 15% off using code MacOSKen at oneskin.co/MacOSKen. This show is also sponsored by Helix Sleep, making premium mattresses and bedding that are customized to fit your personal needs. Customization from a big company might be hard to fathom. And yet, before they sent me my mattress so I could tell you about them, they put me through the standard ordering process, asking a ton of questions about how we sleep. That helped them help us find our full-sized Helix Midnight Lux with the optional Glaciotex cooling cover. That option has made our sleeping temperature so much better even before we turned on the summertime AC. And the mattress, well, we're sleeping very well. See what you think. The Happy with Helix guarantee gives you a 120-night sleep trial with seamless returns and exchanges should you need them. You get free shipping and seamless delivery, and you get your Helix mattress delivered right to your door. Oh, and they do more than mattresses. Pillows, duvets, bed frames. When it comes to sleep, they've got you covered. Go to helixsleep.com/MacOSKen for 20% off site-wide. That's helixsleep.com/MacOSKen for 20% off site-wide. HELIX. Get savings of 20% off site-wide at helixsleep.com/MacOSKen. God save the king, I guess, but the Home Office can just about... Remember when His Majesty's Secret Service was trying to force Apple to build a backdoor into iCloud encryption? Well, they still are, apparently. It was just about a year ago that the UK was thought to have withdrawn its demand for access to encrypted iCloud user data. Now here we are, just about a year later, seeing a piece in the Financial Times that has Apple launching a new legal challenge against the UK's latest attempt to create a backdoor to access encrypted customer data. According to the report, the iPhone maker last month launched a legal complaint at the Investigatory Powers Tribunal over the UK government's demand that Apple allow it access to encrypted cloud backups of data belonging to British users, according to an order issued by the court. What they seem to be thinking is either that Apple won't mind, or the Trump administration won't mind, since the latest move by British intelligence types would only apply to British citizens, not users in the US. Good news for those concerned with privacy, Apple still minds. Hearing of Apple's complaint from the UK government, the human rights group Privacy International gave a hearty huzzah. The Financial Times had the organization saying, "We are happy to learn that Apple is once again challenging the UK's regime of secret orders," adding that the two legal challenges together were crucially important to preserving all of our privacy and security. What's funny is, just like the row a year ago, I don't think we're supposed to know about this one. The Investigatory Powers Act, under which the Home Office is issuing its orders, prohibits any recipient from acknowledging the existence of a Technical Capability Notice, or TCN, or discussing its contents. The Financial Times says TCNs can force companies to provide the UK security services with access to customer data, even if such information is protected by secure encryption. A government spokesperson declined to comment on the Apple case, according to the report, because, they pretty much can't confirm or deny the existence of individual notices. What they did say was that the UK supports strong encryption and robust privacy protections, but it is also vital that law enforcement can access communications when necessary and proportionate to protect the public from terrorism, serious crime, and child sexual abuse. They also added that the Investigatory Powers Act has strong safeguards and independent judicial oversight. I gotta say, that part does seem to be true, until it isn't. A backdoor for good guys is a backdoor for bad guys too. And it's funny how well white hats and black hats can fit the same head. Anyway, the Home Office is at it again. For climes more exotic, we head to the Philippines. No offense to the good people of Swindon nor Blackpool. Mac Rumors says Apple Pay expanded to the Philippines on Monday. According to users on Reddit, according to Mac Rumors, supported banks include Union Bank, GoTime, Metro Bank, and China Bank. Off now to Brazil, where Fortnite is back on iPhone. 9 to 5 Mac ran a piece late last week that had the Epic Games game returning to the Jesus phone by way of the Epic Games Store. Announcing the store's launch, the game maker said the Epic Games Store is now available on iPhones in Brazil. Download it today to play Fortnite and Rocket League Sideswipe. Purchase on Fortnite through the Epic Games Store to get 20% back in Epic rewards, a discount Apple's rules prevent us from offering you on the App Store in Brazil. Epic Games must be really happy, right? Well, you know Epic Games. Of course they're not happy. Calling foul on the 9-step process required for access, 9 to 5 Mac had Epic Games saying in a separate post, Apple has intentionally designed their policies to undermine competition from third-party app stores and choice for consumers. They impose anti-competitive fees on third-party app distribution, scare screens that create a burdensome install flow, and ban alternative stores from launching on iPads. More news in a moment, but first a word from today's sponsor, OneSkin, a new standard for your skin. I love when a sponsor is also a success story, and that's what OneSkin has been for me. Much as you might not want to hear about my dry, flaky face, the thought of people seeing it really made me sad for years. OS1 Face, the essential moisturizer I've been using and part of OneSkin's bestseller pack, lets me put my best face forward. Wash my face, dry my face, apply just a little bit of OS1 Face twice a day, and I've seen a huge difference. And feeling. My skin is softer to the touch with OS1 Face. Certified safe for sensitive skin, they deliver powerful results without harsh side effects. If skin health is a concern for you, learn more at oneskin.co/macOSken. With over a decade of research behind it, OneSkin's OS1 peptide is proven to target the visible signs of aging, helping you unlock your healthiest skin now and as you age. For a limited time, try OneSkin with 15% off using code MacOSken at oneskin.co/macOSken. That's 15% off oneskin.co with code MacOSken. When they ask where you heard about them, please support this show by telling them it was MacOSken. Try OneSkin now with 15% off using code MacOSken at oneskin.co/macOSken. News of a nutty Ted Lasso promo for NYC this week. Apple Insider says the Cupertino company is holding a Ted Lasso look-alike contest at its Fifth Avenue store in the Big Apple. According to the fine print-filled, amazingly boring gathering of the Ted's website, the contest will consist of 3 rounds. Round 1, TED Energy will call on contestants to introduce themselves in character and dance for 2 minutes. They'll be judged on their in-character energy, costume commitment, and level of participation. Only 10 will make it to round 2, the head coach round. This one consists of a trivia round, more costume judging, and a crowd-based mustache judging. From there, only 3 contestants go to round 3, TED Talk. Contestants in this round will deliver a 30 to 45 second pep talk to the crowd, have their costume judged again, and be evaluated on stage presence. The 3 finalists will each get a custom soccer scarf, while the first place winner will also get a custom pair of Beats headphones. Feels like high commitment for relatively low reward. Then again, they'll probably get to be on the TV. The contest is this Thursday, the 6th of August, from 4:30 p.m. to 7:30 p.m. Eastern. Happy coaching. Keeping it on the football front, a piece from Mac Rumors has Apple TV promoting Leagues Cup 2026. Starting today, Tuesday, the 4th of August, the piece has the annual competition of 18 teams from Major League Soccer, and all 18 teams from Liga MX will see all 62 matches streamed on Apple TV and available to all paid subscribers. Phase 1 runs today through the 13th of August. The quarterfinals run the 25th of August through the 27th. The semifinals hit on September 1st and 2nd, with the third place and final matches set for the 6th of September. And finally today, it's one of those auctions of rare Apple stuff that makes you wonder how rare this stuff actually is. I mean, it's more stuff than I've got, but are they just selling the same things back and forth over and over? Apple MOSK ran a piece late last week about an auction at RR Auctions, Steve Jobs and the Computer Revolution, the Apple 50th Anniversary Auction, Part 2. The sale is said to feature over 200 highly collectible and rare items that track the evolution of Apple. Stars of the show include a fully functional Newmark Apple I computer, an original 1977 system from the second batch of 50 Apple I computers produced and sold. I guess if there are no new computers to be had these days, you might as well spend big on an old one. The Apple P68 Stealth iPod development prototype is up for bids, and there's stuff signed by Apple co-founder and former CEO Steve Jobs. You know, I shouldn't tell you what the stars of the show are. Collectors are funny. One person's, I don't want to say trash, is another person's, let's go ahead and say treasure. For example, Steve Jobs personally built 8th grade science fair project, What is the Silicon-Controlled Rectifier? While that is expected to go for $20,000, bids are currently under $2,000. The story of how that thing survived is actually very Steve Jobs. Anyway, that's currently at less than 10% of the estimated value, while 2 checks and a business card, all signed by Jobs, have each blown past the $25,000 each was expected to pull in, and there are still a couple of weeks left to go. Me? I'll be bidding on none of it, though it is always fun to look at the pretty pictures. You can see those on the RR Auction site. For those in a buying mood, bidding on items in Steve Jobs and the Computer Revolution, the Apple 50th Anniversary Auction, Part 2, closes on the 20th of August. I told you Monday that Creative Strategy CEO and Principal Analyst Ben Beharan would be joining us tomorrow. Well, he is, kicking off 3 days of interesting conversations. Ben's, though, has the side effect of being sobering. We talk about the memory crisis, its effect on smartphones, how we get past it, and whether the whole thing makes sense. Creative Strategy CEO Ben Beharan on tomorrow's show. macOS Ken, brought to you by me, and sponsored by Helix Sleep. Get 20% off site-wide at helixsleep.com/macOSKen. This show is also sponsored by OneSkin, a new standard for your skin. Try it now with 15% off using code macOSKen at oneskin.co/macOSKen. Advertising handled by Backbeat Media, online at backbeatmedia.com. You can find me on Mastodon, macOSKen at mastodon.social. You can also send me an email, info@macOSKen.com. Until next time, that is news from macOS Ken. I'm Ken Ray.
Everyone's a robot!